Well, Dr. Nachi Sinha is here with us again, and we're here with Chapter 6, of course, Empowered and Strong, Navigating Safely Through the Storms of Life. It's Chapter 6 of it, Fires in Our Lives, and it's an interesting one because as a child, and hopefully as an adult still, we stay away from fire because it's a bad thing, it can kill people, but we don't tend to stay away from people who, is maybe not fair to call them equally disruptive as fire, but certainly quite disruptive.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you for having me here again, and Toby. So, and you're right, but I would like to correct you there. I mean, the people we're talking about, are emotionally as disruptive as fires.
Ooh.
Because I mean, when we think about our lives and our day that we go through, we're minding our business, doing nothing, and then all of us have certain people who, we go, oh my God, it's them, okay. And we know that there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes with them, that person. And, and there might be, again, this isn't about passing judgment, good or bad. This is about how do I as an individual survive. The whole book is about that, not about the other party, but how do I survive as a person who's reading the book? So if somebody in my life is causing, me disruption, it's causing things to be difficult for me, I need to identify that.
Yeah.
I can't, I can't not identify that and keep letting it happen. And again, for example, oh my God, I want to go for the Christmas party because I know who's going to be there, or Uncle so-and-so's like that, or this and that. So identifying those fires in our lives about who can be emotionally disruptive to my life is important. Because once I know, then I get to make a choice whether I want to engage and how much. The problem is not knowing or thinking that it's my fault, because most of the times that's what we do, isn't it? Somebody gives us advice and goes, oh, well, or they're lovely, just try a bit harder, just do a bit more, we did this, do that, and so on. So we do that as human beings. We don't want to be judgmental, so we do that. Unfortunately, no matter what I do, no matter how many times I try, Toby, I cannot put my hand on fire and will the fire to not burn my hand. I mean, I can perhaps wear fireproof material or so on, but 1,000 times hand the fire, no matter how hard I try, the fire will burn my hand. So the point to note here is that when we do have people like that in our lives, whoever they might be, it's important to know that nothing you do is going to make them less disruptive. So you can't take the responsibility of disruption, which is you can't decide that it's you fixing yourself, because it's not about you, it's about them.
Yeah. So is there not a way to extinguish them?
Well, yeah. I guess they can extinguish themselves, hopefully, when they realize, right?
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Because, I mean, for them to get extinguished or for them to become less damaging, they have to work on it themselves. And you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
And it's an important thing to understand that you doing a million things in a million different ways will not make them less disruptive. They have to realize that they have, to sort that out. And they have to be willing to do that. And the question is, are they willing to? Perhaps not.
And how do you make them aware that they need to change? Is it you simply maybe backing off and maybe cutting them off, and then they sort of realise, hang on, I must be doing something wrong if they're far away, or what is it?
Depends on the level of diplomacy you want to employ. There won't be a complete solution to all of that, but one thing fits all kind of thing. But depending on the person and how avoidable they might be. For example, if it's a boss, right? Then how do you handle that? Can you change your job? Can you do this? Can you do that? But it's important to understand that it's not you who needs to be fixed. It's the environment in which that person is hanging around. If it's a family member, how much can you actually bear or tolerate? For example, if it's a family member who you absolutely have to meet every Christmas, so to speak, then letting at least somebody close to you know that, listen, I'm going to be there. Can you call me in half an hour or so? So that it depends on you and how much you want to, rock the boat, so to speak. Or at the same time, if none of this is feasible, to always remind yourself that this really isn't your problem. All you owe to yourself is not to put your hand on fire. What the fire does to itself is what the fire does to itself.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that is Fires in Our Lives, the whatever number, chapter number 6, from Dr. Nachi Sinha's book, and we'll have him on again next week to talk about chapter 7. Many thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.